And that's all she wrote. This is the end of our day 3, so end of Wednesday. I'm going to use this time this afternoon to kind of focus on some tips and tools that students aren't really using to their most effectiveness. The first one's a calendar tool, so it's on the right-hand side here. And this is the on our homepage. And this essentially can be used to figure out what assignments are due and where they're going to be submitted to. So, for example, let's say I wanted to look into Friday, so Friday the 8th. I would be able to see if I go down here that there's 4 tasks are due on Friday the 8th. Maybe I want to see specifically what it is. So I would click on this and it's going to bring up our chart. And so this chart then is going to tell me, well, I know that there's 4 tasks due that day. There's a Dropbox portfolio submission. There is content only. There's another portfolio submission and another Dropbox submission due. And so if I wanted to track these down in the actual course content, I would go choosing a pathway is the unit, the activity is preparing for my pathway, and the assignment is found in what are my high school pathways. So I would go content, careers, choosing a pathway, preparing for my pathway, and then I can scroll down and this is where I'm actually going to see my work. So I would read and read and read. And then all of a sudden now you see there's to submit your work. So here's all the work I've been doing. What is my high school pathway? And if I clicked on submit my work, it would then kick me out to the appropriate place to submit it. And that might pop up in a discussion, it might pop up in an assignment, or it might send it to your portfolio. So that's the actual calendar tool. And you can use the calendar tool to see what's due today. So let's look on the 6th down, and so you could see what's due today, or you can maybe you missed something on Monday. You could go back and you could see what's due on Monday, clicking on that to zoom in. The second thing that students are getting a little confused about is if you clicked on assignments, you could see that these are the major assignments in the course. So this is the first one, this is the second one, this is the third one. These are called drop boxes, but we can also just call them assignments. So Dropbox 1 or assignment 1 is transferable skills. And so you can actually submit your work there. The work would be found in content, and you could look through the calendar to find that actual assignment. That's the assignments. The discussion assignments are here. So you can see all the discussions going on in the course, and there's some mandatory requirements for that you would find in the content as well. I think the last thing is just students making sure that they're reaching out and communicating at the proper kind of level and the proper times. So a reminder that here is my actual email account. There it is. Between 9 and 3, you'll get a response within 15 minutes. From 3 till bedtime, you might get a response depending on the evening's activities and how my daughter's doing. But you'll always have a response by 9 a.m. the next day. So that's how you're going to communicate with me. As marks are starting to come through, you can click on the grades box up here, and you should be able to see your marks for each assignment that you submit. And if you click on them, you'll be able to see some feedback for each assignment as well. Right now, the discussion mark isn't in there, and that's because I do the discussions on Fridays. And the reason is that if you want a 70, all you have to do is submit the proper discussion that's said in the content. If you want above a 70 or exceeding expectations, you have to go in and start conversations on other students' posts, so responding to other students' discussions. And so if I were to mark them as we go, then the students that wanted to contribute to other students' contributions or discussions, they would miss those marks because I would already be past that, and perhaps they're going to add to it as it goes on or later in the day. That's why we wait until Friday. I think outside of that, you need to make sure that you're watching these videos each and every day. Most of the questions I get from students are answered in the videos. Also, make sure you're doing the reading each day on the actual assignment board or on the actual message board there, the announcement board. It's got some pretty good details about what is due each day. And not only that, it tells you where you're going to submit it, right? It says what it is and where it's going to be submitted. So each day, each morning, I post those. Ladies and gentlemen, have a good afternoon. I'll catch you bright and early tomorrow morning with a new video. Send me an email if you had any questions.